Hey Sagittarius, it's Jodine at Hoodie Priestess Tarot, and I hope you're having a good week and headed for a lovely weekend. So we're going to do an oracle card reading and a tarot reading for you today. We're going to start out doing the Celtic Cross for you, and I'm going to use the Tarot of the Great Outdoors, and then we're going to, before we wrap up, draw an Akashic record oracle card for you. So let's start, and we'll deal out your Celtic Cross, and then we'll talk about it. Celtic Cross spread for Sagittarius, please. One more. There we go. These cards are still new enough to be slippery. All right. Here's you, Sagittarius. Ooh, the Tower. Good one. Go big or go home, I guess. And this is what's crossing you. What crosses the Tower, Sagittarius? What could possibly cross the Tower? The Page of Sticks. That's odd. Okay, the page always has a message. What's the message of the Page of Sticks? The Seven of Blades. Okay. All right. The recent past is Temperance. That's you, Sagittarius. The future is the Seven of Stones. You've got 2 sevens on the table now, 77. Evidence of spirit working in your life. Stand back. This is what you know. It's Leo, strength. Okay. This is what you don't know. The Queen of Stones. This is how you see yourself. The Five of Blades. Interesting, Sagittarius. This is how others see you. The Five of Vessels. Now we've got 55 on the table. Disruption and change. This is your hopes and fears. The Hanged Man. This is a possible outcome. The Wheel of Fortune. And this is what's at the bottom of the deck. Saggy baby. The Two of Stones. Okay, my dear, those are your cards. Well, you've got a lot going on here, honey. You know, I'm seeing you in the center of your reading, the Tower of all things. I love it. It's undaunted. But if you're coming up as the Tower, Sagittarius, then you are unceremoniously doing away with anything that is not authentic in your life. I mean, if you are the Tower is not happening to you. You're orchestrating it. You're directing it. You're like ripping everything up. Or maybe blasting it. You know, look at the sky there. You are literally blasting things away. You are a monument, literally, to getting rid of that which no longer serves you. So it's interesting that's what's crossing you is the card that we usually associate with deception. And who was the messenger of it? Your very own elemental page, the Page of Wands, the Page of Sticks. And what do we know about the Page of Wands? The Page of Wands is enthusiastic and exuberant and full of life and ready to do every new thing, but they can change on a dime. You know, they can lose interest in one thing and take off in another direction like that, unpredictably. But this is a very playful page. And in some romantic readings, depending on what else is going on, you might even interpret this as a player. I wonder if we're not looking at a romantic reading here. And the Two of Cups isn't on the table. The Lovers isn't on the table. But I will say there is heavy energy between two signs, and that is you yourself. Temperance card is here. And there's Leo. Those are the two strong signs, you know, represented by the major arcana here. I don't know if that makes any difference. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But it seems to me that you are getting rid of anybody who you think might be playing you. And in the past, you've held off from doing so. You've walked a steady line between one thing or another. You walked the line. And you didn't go too far this way. And you didn't go too far that way. And you were patient. And you were accepting that two different forces could coexist side by side. And you were strong. You had strength of character there. Okay? This is what you know. So you know how to be strong and to put up maybe when you've got an inkling that something's not right. And it looks like what you're working on here now is the Queen of Stones, the Queen of Pentacles. Who's the Queen of Pentacles there? Somebody with a lot of skill, somebody who's gonna take these newbies out. Look at the expression on their face. They want to go. They want to go do this daunting thing, you know, do an extreme sport. Rock climbing, it looks like to me. And they're literally going to put their lives in her hands. And it seems to me this is exemplifying what you're working on in your life. And now I'm not sure right now how this plays into what I perceive as maybe being a romantic problem. But it doesn't seem like if you've got a romance that's with somebody who you don't entirely trust, and maybe you have good reasons for that. It's certainly showing here, but it's not the only thing. This is like not the only thing that's going on in your life. It doesn't look like an 8 of Swords problem where it's all encompassing and you're imprisoned by your thoughts and you can't stop thinking about it. It looks to me like you've got plenty going on. If this is something you're working on, that's pretty major. And, but there's an element of trust here, right? This is a person who other people are going to trust. And that is juxtaposed with this idea of untrust. or distrust, or this idea of somebody being bright and beautiful and exciting, but not exactly dependable, maybe a little immature, maybe liable to change directions at any moment. You can't really count on them. They're bright, they're fiery, you gotta love them, but don't pin too big of hopes on them. And what's in the future? Okay, the Seven of Stones, the Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot of rock climbing references in these particular cards. Okay? And how do we know the Seven of Stones? Somebody who makes an investment. Maybe you're learning to guide people in some way. I don't know if it's literally rock climbing or if it's some other thing. There's lots of things that people need guidance for. And they need a trusted guide, safe passage. It seems to me you may be learning some profession of providing guidance where people are trusting you with their lives. And it's something, now with the Seven of Stones, we would think about something we make an investment in. It's an endeavor that we are investing time, energy, resources, skills, and at some point we're going to come back and make an assessment. Was it a good investment? You know, should we continue to do this? Do we need to make adjustments? Was it a failure? Was it a success? So I see that in your future. Whatever you're working on, you're going to come back to it and you're going to say, and how did it go? Okay, but maybe it's a really demanding thing that requires you to go through your life and root out. Maybe it's all encompassing what you're into. And it requires you extreme focus and to sort of root out anything that's fucking around with you, right? I mean, just for like example, you're a semi driver. You're driving a big truck across the United States. You're over the road. You're dealing with long hours, traffic jams, road construction, weather, fatigue, all the things that are stressful. It's a high stakes job. You probably don't want to be messing around with anybody who's sitting at home calling you on the phone and stressing you out more, or making you worry more, or causing you to sit around and wonder what they're doing and distrust them. That's a really dangerous situation for you to be in, right? I have a feeling that's kind of where you are. You're doing something that requires your focus and your attention, and you can't be fucked with. And you need to know something's got to go. If something's got to go, it's got to go. And it seems to me that's where you are. How you see yourselves is the Five of Blades, Aka, the Five of Swords, Aka, Jodine's asshole card. You see yourself as maybe the one who's doing something that's not going to be too popular with how other people see you. You're making somebody cry here. I mean, this is the Five of Cups. This is the river of tears. This is the river of loss, of regret, of some kind of grief. It seems to me you have ended a relationship, maybe with somebody who you didn't feel you could trust. There's some snake references in this spread, just as there are some rock climbing references in this spread. Somebody may be pissed off at you and hurt and crying. They may be feeling like you're snaky. Does that seem possible? I'm going to draw some clarifiers with the, with the Light Seers deck. I would like to know who this person is that sees you as the Five of Vessels. Who should give me some more information? Give me clarification, please, on the Five of Vessels in Sagittarius's reading. All right. Thank you. What are we going to get? Let's look. We're getting kind of a mess here. I'm knocking my cards all over the place. Something's messy. Look at this. What's that on the card? The way this asshole card is depicted by this deck is somebody who leaves messy, dirty garbage at their campsite. Okay? So I'm talking about making a mess with my cards. We got a reference to messy on the table. Do you see yourself as a mess? Do you see yourself as somebody who's dealing with a mess? I don't know, but I'm ready to draw these cards now. Tell me about the Five of Vessels, please. We got the Four of Swords. Somebody feels like they need to go into recovery mode. Somebody feels like they need to withdraw and rest, lay low. What else? The Justice card. Either somebody feels like they haven't been treated fairly, or they're really pissed and they're saying karma's gonna get you, or they want to make it right with you. What's the next card? Yeah, it's the Three of Cups. I think maybe they'd like to make it right with you. I think there's been something really messy between the two of you. Because anytime we see the Five of Swords, basically, implied also in there is sharp words. Bad argument, people not seeing eye to eye, sharp words. Feelings have been really hurt. Somebody's walked away butt hurt. Somebody's butt hurt. Okay. All right. So, hopes and fears, the Hanged Man. That I think what you're hoping for, or what might be a good idea, if you haven't thought about it, is just to withdraw yourself. This is a card of withdrawal coming out for the other party. Okay? The Four of Swords is very much about laying down, taking a rest, withdraw, and heal. This can be the same thing too. Drawback, seesaw activity, shut the hell up, don't fight anymore, distance, and just give yourself time to heal. Also, when you, as you're healing, then you get a different perspective of things. That's the Hanged Man, right? The one who gets a different perspective, and it can take its time. Don't be afraid to let it take its time. The Wheel of Fortune, it's going to go one way or the other as far as I see. Luck may be with you. Maybe in time. I think I just got done saying that. Things can take their time. And what's on the side of the deck here now is, or the bottom of the deck is, this Two of Stones would correlate with the Two of Pentacles. The going back and forth, or having a lot to juggle. You learning something that's really demanding of you. Maybe you need to get off by yourself and try not to have quite so much on your plate. Right? Yeah. That's what it looks like to me. Somebody who's withdrawing a little bit. And I get a feeling you're a person who takes solace in being out in nature. Is that correct? If you want to write in the comments below and let me know, that would be great. So, go for the inner peace, Sagittarius. Head for your inner peace. Withdraw from conflict. Let your mind focus on the stuff that's really important to you right now. And by the way, I just want to compliment you. I think you're smart for doing this. I think you're smart for running things out that you can't rest easy with. All right, let's look at your oracle from the Akashic record. Okay, we need a very good oracle for Sagittarius. Sagittarius has got a lot going on. A lot is depending on this person. Depending on Sagittarius. It looks like other people are putting their lives in his or her hands. So let's get a good card of advice for them. All right. What do we have? Yeah. Yeah, this makes sense. Scattered energy, Sagittarius. Okay, what does the scattered energy say? Gosh, this is crazy. Listen to this. You have too much on your plate and have lost your focus. This is causing you to feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Prioritize your well-being and create a new plan. Enough said. Okay, Sagittarius. Take matters into your hand. Bring peace back to your life. Bring sanity back to your mind. I love you. Till we meet again, take care. Bye-bye.